I'm a big believer in tariffs. I think tariffs are the most beautiful word. I think they're beautiful. It's going to make us rich.
Trump and the future Trump is preparing to fill.
Trump pledged in a new interview to end.
Trump is projected to be the next.
Trump is planning for his first day in office.
We are now projecting that Donald J. Trump will win.
With Trump back in office, the housing market in Fayetteville could see a very big change. How will this affect the buyers in 2025? How could it impact home prices in 2025? And why it might be the perfect time to start looking at homes in Fayetteville. From low interest rates when Trump was in office's first term to predictions for the coming years, we will be breaking down why it might be a great time to buy a home before the competition heats up. During Trump's last presidency, the housing market flourished, and Fayetteville definitely was not. So looking back at Trump's last term, the housing market flourished, and Fayetteville was no exception. Low interest rates and business-friendly environments created a great opportunity for home buyers and investors alike. In Fayetteville, we saw a little bit of job growth, mainly due to Fort Liberty, Fort Bragg. Military families, investors, and first-time buyers benefited from a strong economy and affordable housing. Additional infrastructure improvements in federal housing enhanced the regional appeal, bringing more people and creating a stable housing market. So now with Trump back in office, we're going to see how his policies could change the Fayetteville housing market. Let's take a look at how the market has shifted in his absence and why the conditions are setting up for even greater opportunities. So while Trump is out of office, we definitely saw a lot of things like high interest rates and the prices of home skyrocketing. And yes, a lot of this had to do with a little bit of COVID. Definitely when rents were down to 3%, supply and demand was not there. It was decreasing during this time with 3%. I saw that down to about 2% here locally. Construction prices also soared due to certain tariffs on key materials. Of course, this slowed down production, and it also added on the affordability challenges to most home buyers. These factors made it harder for home buyers who enter into the Fayetteville market. A good example is this happened actually to a client of mine just at this time, probably about 2 years ago. They had bought a brand new construction home out in the Southern Pines area. I can't remember the price of the home, but we'll say it's $300,000. As they were building a home, of course, materials went up, so the buyer had to come back to us and say, look, we cannot buy this, we cannot build this house for free or lose money on it. And of course, we didn't expect that either. So they proposed either we can give you back your due diligence money and your earnest money that you put down on this house. We're going to raise the price. I think it was like the $340. Put it back on the market as $340, or we can sell it to you for like $320. Of course, this was not ideal for my buyers. They did go through with the purchase, bought it for $320. They understood builders were still losing a little bit of money because they could have put it back on the market for $340 and probably could have sold possibly. But that's just one example that actually happened to one of my clients. But now with Trump back in office, we could see definitely a big change for the better for the Fayetteville market. He's focusing on possibly lower interest rates, and hopefully this will spur the economic growth. Let's explore these changes of what could happen in Fayetteville in 2025 and why this may be the best time to buy in real estate in Fayetteville. So with Trump's focus on lowering interest rates, cutting back on taxes, and reducing regulations, this could make Fayetteville a hotspot for real estate opportunities. So first thing we talk about is interest rates, and Trump is talking about lowering interest rates to 3%. Of course, the presidency doesn't have a lot to do with interest rates being lowered, but he does have some effect. So he is a businessman, so hopefully with him trying to lower interest rates, this will make it better for buying opportunities. Obviously, that's one thing. Interest rates are now up to almost 7.5% at the time of this video. And if consumers feel they have more money to spend, this makes it more confident for them to want to buy a home. Next, we talk about economic growth. So with Fort Liberty, Fort Bragg definitely being a cornerstone of Fayetteville's economic growth, Trump's emphasis on strengthening military funding and nearby infrastructure projects could lead to increased local job opportunities and housing demand. Trump is also working on privatizing Freddy, Mack, and Fanny Mae. And you may ask, what is that and who are they? Fannie Mack and Freddie Mae are large companies that guarantee most of the mortgages made in the U.S. Together, they're also known as the Government-Sponsored Enterprises, or GSE. Historically, they were private companies operating with a government permission under government regulations. But now the rumor is that they are trying to make it privatized again. If this happens, it could be some great things happen. The stocks for Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae had skyrocketed up to 35% the day Trump won the election. Next thing I talk about, infrastructure development. Sorry, I got a cold, so sorry if I sound funny. Trump has mentioned deregulation. So what is deregulation? Deregulation is the process of removing or reducing state regulations, typically in the economic sphere. It is the repeal of government regulation of the economy. And Trump wants to focus on reducing this red tape. Reducing this red tape could speed up the process of housings, road expansions, improvements to public amenities, which in turn could enhance Fayetteville's appeal to buyers and investors. This could make it easier to build homes. Currently, the nation is short 4 million homes right now in the US. And the easiest answer could be, let's just build more homes. Well, easier said than done. One thing that could affect the building of these homes is Trump's asking for a mass deportation of immigrants. This could lead to higher building costs, as the construction industry mainly depends on migrant workers. Now, this could be also a good thing because now these jobs could come back to most Americans, but it has been difficult to recruit native-born workers into the construction industry. According to a 2017 NAHB survey, construction trades are unpopular career choices for young American adults. Only 3% showed interest in this field, the poll found. Therefore, a mass sweeping of available workers could create a labor shortage in construction. And with few workers, wages might increase, which will likely be passed on to consumers. So another thing Trump has proposed is a 10 to 20% tariff on all imported products coming into the United States, as well as a rate of 60 to 100% to China. A blank tariff at 10 to 20% on raw building materials like lumber could push housing costs as well as materials for home renovations, experts say. Any tariff that raises the cost of products are going to flow directly to the consumer. Next thing we talk about military-driven growth. Now, Fayetteville and the surrounding areas like Harney County, Polk County have definitely seen an increase in population due to Fort Liberty, Fort Bragg, and also people now working more remotely, and they're finding out houses are more affordable here than most other cities and states. So as a military town, Fayetteville may directly benefit from Trump's, which could attract more families, contractors, service members into the local housing market. The House passed the biggest payers for Trump's in more than 2 decades. With these factors coming into play, Fayetteville's housing market is poised for a transformation. Let's discuss how acting now could help home buyers avoid high prices and more competition down the road. Why buyers should act now before the competition gets heavy. Growth demand. With Trump's policy come into play, this can definitely boost the economic growth, which in turn will bring more buyers to the Fayetteville market. Inventories are already a little tight. We are around just 2,500. At the time of this video, 1,200 active homes on the market. Typically, we should have 4,000 to 5,000 active homes on the market. So that makes a big play because we don't have the inventory just yet still. So waiting could mean facing tougher competition and higher prices. Another thing is, I would recommend buy now, refinance later. I know interest rates are a little high, especially at the time of this video. I think it's like 7 to 7.5%. Just remember, interest rates are high now, but what goes up must come down. I don't know when interest rates are going to drop. There's no way I don't have a crystal ball to tell you that. But you can always refinance when they do drop. Because by buying now, you will lock in now's home price before increases demand pushes them higher. There's definitely opportunity in the market. The best time to buy is often when others are holding back. I can now position you to take advantage of the market conditions before they change, possibly in 2025. I'm not recommending this. I'm actually involved in the Fayetteville's market myself because I see the opportunities I'm sharing with you. Fayetteville's market is at a tipping point, and I believe the best opportunities are here right now. Every day you wait, the competition grows, and your chances of finding a great deal shrink. I'm here to help you through this evolving market and find a perfect home for you or investment property. Definitely, if you have any questions for me, please reach out to me. My number is below. You can call or text me, or if you want, you can click this QR code up here in the corner and book a time on my calendar to set up a Zoom call. Please enjoy this next video that YouTube recommends to you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.